Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what the date is, but I regret to inform you that the Queen is dead. I'm sure you'll all join me in wishing her a swift recovery, and her thoughts are with her beloved, most cherished family. Anyway, it is episode 7 of the history of WONK UNIT. I am your best friend, Daddy Wonk, Papa Emo, the Dove of Peace, Brindlefly, everyone's pal, Friendly Owl. So I'll give you a little bit of background on, well, this song is Idiotic Train Loony, but I just want to say a bit of background on Flying the Japanese Flag. As an album, Jap Flag was a really defiant record for me. I was fairly newly sober, about 5 years in or whatever, 6 years in. And I felt strong and confident. I may have been dumb, but, I wanted to scream to the world. And actually, I think more so than any other record, Jap Flag was like an AA meeting for me. It really was. It was literally me sharing, bullshit, trivial stories of my past. A lot of it was, and relationship woes and blah, blah. But it definitely felt like an AA meeting more than any other Wonk album. For me, it was. Songwriting for me at the time was such a, it was such a big part of keeping me well. So, yeah, Jap Flag, defiant. It was a fuck you record. It was, there's a lot of dumbness on it. Actually, no, it wasn't a lot of dumbness on it, but it was definitely a fuck you record. I felt strong. I was fucking sober, and I wanted to just scream to the world exactly how I felt. So that's, the defiant nature of the Jap Flag album. So, Idiotic Train Loony, which will probably be a shorter description than that big build-up. Very simple. I can remember once travelling back on the old classic Mid-Kent line service to Hayes from London, Charing Cross, to, back down into my home. The same train as the Lewisham song. Now, I remember getting on this train at about 11 at night, one of the last trains, and it was filled with the theatre crowd, from London's Grand Theatreland. And it was the old trains where, they were made up of seats facing each other. And in between those seats, there was a luggage rack, And I got on the train at Charing Cross, and the seats were packed. It was all packed full of theatre goers. And people stand in the aisles. I was obviously completely off my tits and a fucking idiot, which I was. Nothing to be proud of, actually, but, could make for a funny story. And the train starts moving, and I look up and I see the luggage rack, between the two seats. And yes, there was like, 6 poor old ladies sitting down on the seats or whatever. As far as I can remember, they looked like old ladies. But did I care? No, I didn't, because I was an arsehole. So I attempted to swing myself up into the luggage rack. But obviously, because I'd drunken about 30 pints of lager and could hardly stand up, I managed to get one leg over, didn't, misjudged my spring and didn't get the other leg over. So dangled on the luggage rack and probably then fell down and landed on the poor theatre goers below me, who, if I do remember correctly, they were certainly on the older side, which is just awful, honestly, not proud of that at all. But this is where it gets funny. So then I get up, and I'm obviously apologetic, because somehow or other I managed to escape having my head staved in, not all the time, but a lot of the time, because I guess, the universe was on my side, because they could see what a tragic, bumbling fool I was. So I pulled myself off the floor, and all the pumped up drunk men in their nice shirts and their nice gelled hair on the train then decided to want to come and beat my head in for being such an arsehole and landing on the poor people, grannies that were on the chairs, yeah? And then, bless those lovely elderly people, they actually stood up for me and stopped the shirt wearing, blue jeaned, slick back, greying haired, pumped up men from staving my head in. And they stuck up for me, and they told the men to back off. I didn't mean it, because I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to fall on them. I just thought I could go to sleep in the luggage rack. So that's what that song's about. It was a stupid drunken story. It was one of many, many ridiculously pathetic, stupid, drunken things I did. So that's that. Idiotic Train Loony. Have a lovely day. And also, as I am your spiritual leader, and I know how hard today's been.
Alex, darling.
I'm just on the phone.
Shepherd's pie should be good.
All right, darling.
I'll take
And
it
just
out.
because I'm your spiritual leader, if you do need some spiritual guidance at this difficult time, then please don't hesitate to comment below, and I'll get back to you ever so fast, just like the bat phone, because I know our nation is in tatters and is grieving. I know we're grieving. Let it out. Now's the time to do all those things you've never done before. Let it all out. Now's the time to tear up the rule book. Tear up the rule book and unite in grief.